welcome to Two Haunted Books. My name is Janelle, and in this March Mystery Madness video, I want to talk about Bibliomysteries. This is kind of it's been around for a long time, but the term Bibliomystery is kind of relatively new. But these are some of my favorite kinds of mysteries to read. So what is a bibliomystery? Essentially, books are central to the plot. There's a great quote by Otto Penzler. He says, if much of the action is set in a bookshop or a library, it is a bibliomystery. Just as it is if a major character is a bookseller or a librarian. So you probably are already thinking of some books that you've read that would be considered bibliomysteries. And so I want to recommend a few, and in doing that, show that these types of books have actually been around for quite a long time. So I'm going to start with the earliest instances and move up to the present day. So the earliest bibliomystery that I have on my list, I can't guarantee that this is the first one, but it's pretty early. This is The Haunted Bookshop by Christopher Morley, and this came out in 1919. This is a really fun bibliomystery. Helen and Roger Mifflin have a secondhand bookstore on Gissing Street in Brooklyn. And yeah, this one is a really fun and a very, very early example of a bibliomystery. Okay, next up is the Henry Gamage series by Elizabeth Daly. She wrote these in the 40s. There are 16 books in this series, and Henry, the main character, Henry Gamage, is an antiquarian book dealer. And what was really interesting, I discovered, is that Elizabeth Daly was apparently Agatha Christie's favorite American author. So that's kind of cool. This is called Arrow Pointing Nowhere. This is, I'm not sure where this is in the series, but that's one of them. And then another one, and I think this one's the very last one. It's actually just a novella, The Book of the Crime. So here is a Golden Age era bibliomystery series. And then this one might surprise people. The Godwulf Manuscript by Robert B. Parker. This is from 1973. So it may come as a surprise to learn that the very first Spencer book by Robert B. Parker is actually a bibliomystery. And so nobody really thinks of books when you think of Spencer, right? He's a PI, you think kind of hard-boiled Boston, but the very first one is actually a bibliomystery because the problem he's confronted with is a missing 14th century manuscript. But it doesn't take long for Robert B. Parker to turn this into what we all have come to know and love in Spencer books. So Spencer is working on a murder. The police are breathing down his neck. Other people are obviously anxious to stop Spencer breathing at all. And the solution seems to lie somewhere among the university's red-hot radicals and dropouts. So there you go. That's a surprising bibliomystery from the 70s. Next up is the Death on Demand series by Carolyn Hart. This was a series that started in 1987 and ran till 2017. There are 26 books in the series, and our main character, Annie, she runs a mystery bookstore on Broward's Rock Island in South Carolina. And I absolutely love all the descriptions of this mystery bookstore throughout the series. You get really good glimpses into what her mystery bookstore is like, the displays that she puts on, And I think it's every month or for a set amount of time, she has 5 paintings up on the wall, and they all depict a mystery book. And in each book in the series, she describes the paintings in the book so that you as the reader have a chance to try and figure them out yourself. And then she reveals what they are at the end of the mystery. So I think this is probably my favorite Bibliomystery series. Yeah, because it's just super fun, and I just love the idea of a dedicated mystery bookstore. Okay, next up we have the Cliff Janeway series by John Dunning. This is a series that has 5 books. It started in 1992 and it ran till 2006. The main character, Cliff, is a book-loving homicide detective, and each book in the series has some kind of a bookish title. So this is called The Sign of the Book. These are set in the United States, in Denver. Okay, the next one is from a series, but this is the only book in the series that could be considered a bibliomystery, I think, and that is Original Sin by P.D. James. This is a series, this is from her Adam Dalgliesh series. Now, an argument could be made for the entire series being Bibliomysteries, just because Adam Dalgliesh is a detective with Scotland Yard, but he is also a poet and a published poet. So I guess an argument could be made, but this is the one book in the series that really does focus on books, where books are central to the plot. And so this one is set at Peveril Press, a distinguished publishing house where a killer is at work. And so, yeah, if you're okay with reading a series out of order and you just want to grab this one to read a bibliomystery, that's a great option. And then we have the Booklover series by Julie Kaewart. These ran from 1994 till 2002. There are 6 books in the series, and this is a series set at Plumtree Press. Unsolicited is the first in the series, and this is a publishing house in London. This book is about the sequel to a bestseller that they put out, which has been earmarked to kind of get them out of financial difficulties. But it has an anonymous author, which is causing some difficulties. So this one is set kind of in that world of the publishing house. Okay, next up is a very different kind of a bibliomystery, and this is the Thursday Next series by Jasper Fforde. This series ran from 2001 to 2012. There are 7 books in the series, and Thursday Next is a literary detective. So this is an example of a great genre blend. This is a great blend of mystery and science fiction. These are set in the 80s in like an alternate world. And Thursday Next, she's a literary detective. She has the ability to jump into books. So like you really have to suspend your disbelief for this series, but it is so much fun. The first book in the series is The Heir Affair. Someone has been kidnapping characters from works of fiction and holding them for ransom. And Jane Eyre is missing from her book. And so Thursday Next is on the case. I love this series. It is very quirky, but super, super entertaining. Okay, and then we have another series that is, I would call this a quirky series as well. This is the Mobile Library series by Ian Sansom. There are 4 in the series. that ran from 2005 to 2009. They are set in Ireland, and Israel Armstrong is our main character. He gets a job as a librarian in a small town in the north of Ireland, like kind of way up north, and he arrives to discover that his library is actually a mobile library, and he has to drive this mobile library around an area that he does not know at all. In this first book in the series, The Case of the Missing Books, his biggest problem is that the 14,000 books that belong to the mobile library have disappeared. And so he needs to find them. These are, again, they're quirky but very entertaining. All right, and then we have the Booktown series by Lorna Barrett. This started in 2008, and as far as I know, it's an ongoing series. There are 17 so far. It is set in Stoneham, New Hampshire, where the streets are lined with bookstores. That sounds great to me. This is totally one of those ones, like it's a fictional town that I wish was real and I would totally go and visit it. Our main character, Trisha, in the first book, she opens a mystery bookstore. And so again, this is another really fun Bibliomystery series. All right, and then we have the Bibliophile Mysteries by Kate Carlisle. These started in 2009, and I believe it's an ongoing series as well, with 17, again, books in the series. Brooklyn, our main character, Brooklyn Wainwright, is a rare book expert, which is awesome. And then she also repairs books, which is a super fascinating part of the series. That's actually my favorite part, is whenever she's repairing a book. I just find that really interesting. So this is set in California. Yeah, and again, another kind of unique little glimpse into that world, and a good Bibliomystery series. Okay, then we have the Book Collector series by Victoria Abbott. This series ran from 2013 to 2016, and there are 5 books in the series. I really enjoyed this one as well. The main character is Jordan Bingham, and she gets a new job in Harrison Falls, New York, as a research assistant for this woman who owns, she's an avid book collector, and she hires Jordan to hunt down rare mysteries for her, which sounds like a fantastic job. In the first assignment, she's supposed to track down a rumored play that Agatha Christie wrote. So you can see right off the top what attracted me to this series in the first place. Yeah, this one was really fun. I loved the idea behind this one. All right, and then we have the Bookseller by Mark Pryor. This is from 2012, and it is set in Paris. The main character is Hugo Marsden, and he is the head of security at the U.S. Embassy in Paris. So these aren't cozy mysteries. I wouldn't say they're thrillers either. I don't really know how to qualify these, but I really did enjoy this book. This is the first one in the series. And in this book, he has a friend, Max, who is an elderly bookstall owner, and he sees him being abducted at gunpoint, and so he's trying to help him, and then other booksellers go missing as well. Now, this is an interesting series because at first I was just going to say that this was the only one in the series that would be considered a bibliomystery, but as I looked into it, I found the Paris librarian is another book in this series that is about the American Library in Paris, or the Sorbonne Affair, which is about an American writer, and then the Book Artist, which is about sculptures made from books. So that's 4 books in this series that I say would qualify as Bibliomysteries. Okay, then we have the Scottish Bookshop series by Paige Shelton. The first one started in 2016, and as far as I know, it's an ongoing series. This is a series set in Edinburgh. An American goes over there to get a job at this bookshop, because it's not just a bookshop, it has a very special collection, and she's hired to work with that very special collection. Again, a really fun series focused on this particular bookshop. Many of them have specific bookish plots as well. Okay, and then we have the first edition library series by Marty Wingate. This is a series, a newer series. The first book came out in 2019. It's an ongoing series. There are currently 3. The main character is Haley, and she is the curator of the First Edition Society's library in Bath, in England. And it's a first edition specifically of Golden Age mysteries. That sounds amazing. I wish that was real. I would totally visit that library. One thing that cracked me up when I read the first book in this series is our main character, Haley. When she got that job, she had never read a mystery before. And I just thought, what? But, so this is a good series as well. It's not my favorite, but I just am so enamored of the setting of this, that she is a curator for this first edition's library of Golden Age mysteries. That is just amazing to me. Okay, and then last on my list is Murder by the Book by Martin Edwards. This came out in 2021. Martin Edwards is the editor of this collection. It was put out by the British Library Crime Classics, and they even call it Mysteries for Bibliophiles, and it has 16 short stories, and every short story is somehow connected to books or the bookish world. And so there you have it. If you're looking for some short story Bibliomysteries, then that's a great collection to go to. So there you have it. That's just a brief little look at Bibliomysteries. Are Bibliomysteries something that interests you? I would love to know if you've read any of the books that I've talked about in this video, and I would love it if you could recommend to me one of your favorite Bibliomysteries, because I'm always looking for more. I love Bibliomysteries. And I will see you for another video soon.